Hey, out of the blue corner.
I'm a physician certified by YouTube, so you can trust here.
And out of the red corner.
I'm trying to transition from casual to hardcore. I've been in the body of a casual for way too long.
Congratulations! UFC.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, your only channel with a ringside physician covering the sport of martial arts, of mixed martial arts. We are witnessing right now the main event for UFC 290. Of course, you know, I'm going to run this live stream a little bit earlier, kind of do, if you will, a little bit of a fight companion here. If anybody gets connected, I will share this on Twitter, and hopefully we get some comments in here talking about the fights. We have a lot to talk about. What just transpired in the co-main event was a little bit wild. Brandon Moreno against Pantoja, and it definitely didn't fulfill. It was a great fight. It didn't fulfill my expectations of what it was going to look like to defeat Brandon Moreno. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with this, but it was, you know, it was a choice. It was a choice of Pantoja to favor control. I would say to favor, you know, octagon control and to favor, you know, grappling control over, you know, solid striking, which I think he could have done if he would have paced himself a little bit better. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Right now, we are seeing Volkanovski, you know, walk out. He's a champ. He's the last to walk out, of course. Durable as always. He's doing the, you know, the hug festival, which is an interesting thing when fighters get in there. You know, seeing that. Seeing them hug, seeing them get in the zone, and looking at that little cut under his right cheek, it doesn't look that bad. A lot of people were worried about that cut moving into this fight. You know, in preparation for this fight, he was wearing a little bit of a band-aid under his eye, but it just looks like a scrape. It doesn't look like there's separation of the skin layers there. From my vantage point here, you know, just watching the video. So it definitely looks like it will open, you know, if he gets, you know, hit a lot, if Yair is able to um to hit a lot, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. I'm prancing around the octagon, getting to his corner. I mean, Volkanovski is as solid as they come. Volkanovski is he's a great fighter. He's one of the few fighters that have ice in their veins when it comes to championship time. So it's something that I definitely appreciate from him as a champion. Let me just go ahead and share this on Twitter real quick. Join me. Hang with the doc for the C290 MMA Twitter, which is a you know, choice to tweet out. So we're there. We're watching the fights. So we have Volk. He's in his own. Let me take a better look at that cut. Yair looks cool and collected as well. Yair looks cool and collected. All right. Volkanovski as well. This is what we've been waiting for, folks. The fight of the night, the main event of the night is going on right now. Yair looks great. He's doing his neck stretches. You know, we always do that before fights. It's more of a nervous energy than an actual physical function of stretching the neck. You know, I've seen it done in jiu-jitsu tourneys, and in every single type of form of MMA, of combat sports format. Before the combatants get in there, you're always stretching your neck and making sure that phantom crook is taken care of in your neck. Volko looks great. Let's see, Yair. It has a Zen mode to him. He's ready to go. He's definitely ready to go. What a great moment. Bruce Buffer announcing the fight. All right, let's see. Yair. I'm not digging that yellow collar on Brucey's suit there. What's up, everybody that's joining me? We're watching the main event of UFC 290 right now. Volkanovski getting ready to fight. Just about, we're seconds away from the fight starting. Put your predictions in the chat if you have one. I think Volkanovski's going to dominate and make it a grinding pace, and put the pressure on Yair, and get the finish, maybe late second round or early third round. So that's what we're waiting for here. Of course, we're going to discuss the rest of the everything that happened in the card. We're going to discuss it right after. That's going to be in. This is the moment, guys. They're facing off. They're in the center of the octagon, facing off. Yair looks significantly taller than Volkanovski, but they have the same reach, which is weird. Volkanovski has his wingspan is crazy phenomenal. It's 71 inches, as well as Yair Rodriguez's arm span. And that cut, no nonsense. It's a nothing burger. I thought it would be something more prominent, but unless they put makeup on it, which I doubt, I think it's just a scrape. All right, let's see. What do we got going on here? Yair floating around the outside part of the octagon. Volko is calmly stalking him down, changing from orthodox to southpaw at will. No strikes yet. We haven't seen a kick from Yair. Is 30 seconds into the fight. Let's see. Both fighters tentative. The first kick from Yair, it was just an oblique kick, a jumping oblique kick, didn't land. So he's yep. Volkanovski using the feints really well. He can deal with reach. I mean, he's fought 3 times with Max Holloway, and he's dealt with reach very well. Question mark kick there from Yair, came close to the mark. No cigar, but it came pretty close. Low kick there from Volkanovski, which is heavily used. He used this kick heavily during his fight with Max Holloway, the first fight. It was a decision maker, I believe, that got him that W. Yair needs to use his hands here if he wants to get going. He's just using kicks, low kicks, attacking the body. Yep, taken down for the first time already. So Volkanovski already has him on the ground. Yair has some great triangles. He'll throw up triangles here. But I think Volkanovski has a good defense. He's inching him towards the cage. I believe he wants to stack him and put some damage. This is going frighteningly like the Frankie Edgar fight, which is probably giving PTSD flares to Yair Rodriguez. It was not a good moment for him. Volko putting pressure with his forearms, attacking the body, doing body head. This is exactly guys. This is crazy. This is exactly how that Frankie Edgar fight went when Frankie fought. Yair. It's going exactly just the same like when Frankie Edgar um, fought Yair Rodriguez. Body head in the ground. He's being really controlled. Yair has a great guard. I mean, you can't be complacent in there. He can't, sleep on Yair's ground game, but Volkanovski's doing great. He's actually doing great controlling. He's lifting Yair's hips, so it makes it really hard for Yair to get angles with his hip and putting pressure on him, stacking him, and getting clean short shots in there. It's easier with that short torso that he has. It's easier to come up with those shots and get the right angles. He's not letting him up yet. He has a little bit of a cradle. He has a high crotch, but I don't think he's going to be able to do the lift on Yair. Against the cage, we got, it's 3 minutes and a half already gone. Maybe 3 minutes of control of Volkanovski. Yep. He's able to control him, to punish him. Now he's raining significant blows on the ground for Yair. It's to be expected. We expected this type of fight. Volkanovski is doing he's following the Frankie Edgar blueprint to a T. Exactly the same. He has a arm triangle there. I wonder if we got 40 seconds. He could work. Nah, he's out. The arm is out. He was almost primed for arm triangle there. I don't think Yair's gonna tap to an arm triangle. He'd rather go to sleep from that. But it's a great first round for Volkanovski. Absolutely no damage. He received no strikes. It's a shutout round. Not what we wanted to see from Yair Rodriguez on a championship fight, but we know Volkanovski's a dog, so Yair knew this. But this is not what we expected from Yair. 10 seconds to go, and Volko is just putting the cherry on the sundae and getting a great first round. Is this a 10-7 round or 10-8? Okay, do we call that a 10-7 or 10? I don't even know. I think that's a 10-7 round. Jair did absolutely nothing to break out. No strikes were landed. This is a clear 10-7 round. I don't know. I do not know. I think it's a 10-7. I'll call it a 10-7 round for now. Yeah, he has some visible damage on his left cheekbone. I don't think it's gonna open up a cut, but he has some swelling underneath the left eye. I believe it came from a Volkanovski left punch. It's Volkanovski's putting the that Islam Makhachev fight gave Volkanovski another gear, I think. Let's see this fight. They're in the middle again. Jair better start a little bit more aggressive this round. Second round, he wants to do a switch kick. I could see him wanting to do a body kick. He wants to throw that left leg down the pipe. I just don't. Let's see. I don't think that's gonna catch Volk. He's from the outside right now. Volk is doing what Volk does. Ooh. No, these flying movements are not gonna do enough for Yair here. He's doing creative stuff, jumping kicks. That's gonna absolutely put no damage on Alexander Volkanovski. So let's see a little bit of a switch kick there. Fighting fighting southpaw Jair. It's just not very like him. Changing. He's a switch fighter, so he'll go from southpaw to orthodox a lot. I wonder. Let's see. Both fighters. Oh, I think Yair might be hurt from a strike. Again to the ground, and we go with this new version of Volkanovski with the Dagestani wrestling. He has the back, doesn't have the hooks in. Volkanovski. Oh, I think Volkanovski's open there from a headbutt on his over his left eyebrow. Man, Volkanovski's going with a ground heavy attack here. Beautiful, beautiful fight. Beautiful fight. Very heavy. This is a nightmare flashback for Yair for the Frankie Edgar fight. This is crazy. I'm gonna do this. Let me share this. Hop on the live video. And let's talk UFC 290. See if somebody from MMA Twitter jumps in. I mean, Jair didn't figure out that this was going to be Volkanovski's plan all along. I think he was ill-advised for his game camp, his fight camp, because he should have been um prepared for a ground heavy attack, and I don't think he was. He's bloodied up already. He's opened up. Volkanovski is putting the pressure on Jair. Yep. DC mentioned something really important. He mentioned that going up to 155, he probably put on more muscle. And although he probably cut a little bit more weight, he's probably stronger than when he faced, Max Holloway the first 3 times. So he's probably has a little bit of more lean muscle and strength fighting with bigger opponents. And he is, I mean, Jair's throwing up his legs to try to catch a sub, but I don't think there's enough gas. And this is just the second round. There's still 3 more rounds of this. 1 minute on the clock here for 1 minute on the clock here for the second round. Ground and pound being administered at a blistering pace. There's absolutely nothing that Jair can do from the bottom. He's frozen like a deer in headlights right now. And these cuts will be significant when they stand up. Right now on their back, these cuts will not be significant. It's bleeding to the side. But if Jair goes, if he makes it to the third round, he's gonna have to stand up, and he's gonna have to have that blood trickling down his eye, because it's on the orbital ridge, so it's above the eye. So it's gonna be an issue when he tries to strike, when he tries to stay on his feet for the third round. Man, it's just a matter of time. Right now, it's just a matter of time. Right now, it's just a matter of time. All right. There we go. Yeah, I thought over the left eye, he has a cut. Yair has a cut over the left eye. He has a mouse under his left eye as well. All the damage. He's gonna be really apprehensive on throwing kicks on the third round, just because that's Volkanovski's putting him on the ground off of those kicks. I don't think Yair has anything for Volk right now. He seems a little bit demoralized. His body language is not that great. He's trying to survive from the bottom. Volkanovski's ruthless, man. Volkanovski put it on you proper. Let me get to this text right here. Ooh, Herb Dean with a strong warning there for Yair. Volkanovski looks a little bit sad knowing that he's going to put pressure and he's going to put damage on Yair. Yeah, no output from absolute. This is a reminder of what this Mexican fighter that fought Amanda Nunez. What's her name? Not Alexa Grasso. No output. Well, some kicks, some high kicks there, but I mean, they're not going to get Volkanovski out of there. You got to land those first. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? No, this, I don't, does he even have the power to make it significant? Just a good right enter there in the defense of Yair. Wow. Volkanovski looks completely fresh. He looks fresh. He's picking his shots. He's picking his shots. Yair doing a little bit better this round. I'm not gonna lie. He's not posing any huge threat, but he's on his feet. 3 minutes, a minute and a half has gone down. He's not been taken down. So there we go. A lot of switch fighting. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Yair needs to use his hands more to hide those kicks. Volkanovski is reading him really, really, really clearly. I think he might be giving him a little break here. He might be taking Volkanovski might be taking a little bit of a breather. Yeah, you're there. The most significant shot of the round. The most significant shot of the round. A right and a couple of kicks landed by Yair. Low kicks, front kicks. He woke up a little bit. He might be ahead in this round. So Yair might be taking the third round, not drastically, but he might be taking this round just on volume. Still not hitting the mark on a lot of these shots. Volkanovski looking to put a little bit of more pressure here on the end, on the tail end here of the third round. We're heading into the championship rounds in 2 minutes. Ooh, nice right hand. Okay, the momentum is swinging on this round a little bit. Yair did really good for the first 2.5 minutes of this round. Last 2 minutes of the round are Volkanovski, which makes it close. Maybe if Volkanovski can get a takedown, but there was an inadvertent headbutt there. I don't think they're gonna take any points, but I think they'll give Yair a little bit of a breather here, which is great for him to rest. I don't know if he'll take the full 5 minutes. Yeah, it was a headbutt in the jaw area. Yeah, that'll stun you. That will stun you. Yeah, DC mentioned it. It's just like taking a punch. There we go. All right. Finishing round 3. Jair, we can give this to Jair. I mean, we can give this to Jair 10-9. Give him the round. but he's been 10-8 in the 2 rounds, so it's 2-1 here. Ooh, good jump and switch kick there for Yair. Good effort. He's been off the mark with the big movements here. He's getting loose. He's getting a little bit more funky with his shots. Oh no. Volkanovski hurt him with a right. Nah, he stole it. He stole it from Yair. He's hurt. I think he's gonna finish him here in the 3rd round by ground and pound. There we go. Volkanovski, everybody. Alexander the Great Volkanovski put it on Yair Rodriguez. Man, it's a flashback. It's a flashback. It's a flashback from the Frankie Edgar fight, everybody. We just saw Alexander Volkanovski come back to his division and put respect on his name. What a great fight card. UFC 290. It's great. Volkanovski did his thing again. When we look into the grand scheme of things, the 145-pound division has had 2 large reigns. We're talking about Max Holloway and Alexander the Great Volkanovski, but Volkanovski is stretching the space between Max Holloway and him, and making the case for making Max Holloway the second best at 145 and solidifying his stake at the pound for pound list. Volkanovski did it again. I mean, it's wild. There's other moments that are worth talking about in this fight. Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner. Wow, Dan Hooker came back in great form. He had lost so many fights in the lightweight division. He came off of losses to Arnold Allen, Islam Makhachev, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier. So he had, out of his last 6 fights, he had win only 2 fights, lost 4 fights. Had a great showing against Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner looked really good in the beginning. Had Dan Hooker in problems. Dan Hooker with the new platinum hair, which is, he's copping the vibe from Charles the Bronx Oliveira, and came back to true form after the 2nd round. So Dan Hooker is great to see him win. I believe that one more loss in Dan Hooker's career, it would have been completely demoralizing, and we might have seen Dan Hooker for the last time. Luckily, he looked great against a great contender. Jalen Turner is no punk. Jalen Turner is a great fighter. Jalen Turner was coming off a loss as well, but he had fought Mateus Gamrot. Before that, he was, he steamrolled 5 opponents: Uros Medish, Josh Kulibao, Brock Weaver, Brad Riddell, and then he has 2 L's right now: Mateus Gamrot and Dan Hooker. I think he's a little bit younger than Hooker at the moment, so he is definitely going to bounce back from this. But for Hooker, we're glad that Dan Hooker lost. Blonde Dan Hooker, definitely a little bit better for my taste. So I dig this new version of Dan Hooker, the blonde Dan Hooker. Was it the right call for the judges? I think so. Dan Hooker had more aggression. Jalen Turner was covering up a whole bunch on that 2nd and 3rd round, and it was the right call. He is definitely not done. Hooker is definitely not done. We'll yet to see him fight a couple more times on the UFC. So that's going to be good. I would like, personally, as a physician, I would like to see Dan Hooker take a little bit of a break here on the rest of 2023. And for all the trauma he has received, he has a win. Let him rest on this, train, and would love to see him back early in 2024, which is good. Bo Nickel, or Nickel, I don't know how you say it. Bo fought Val Turner who is a great fighter from the promotion Combat Night down here in Florida. I've worked with them as a ringside physician, and great company. Shout out to Mitch Chamale and Angelito Angel. Man, I got text message from Angel, who works with Combat Night, the night that Val accepted the fight, and he said, "Hey, Bo Nickel opponents dropped out, and we picked the fight, and our champion is gonna go fight, which is great." Val now has a UFC contract. Probably get a couple more fights in the promotion, which is good. Didn't look super hot on the fight. Of course, this he wasn't in a training camp. He just cut the weight and just showed up, which is super gutsy. I think we didn't see his full fighting capacity. Um, we didn't see his full fighting capacity, but man, you gotta see his X-ray. He has a dog in him. He is a really good fighter, and I dig Val. I think he's gonna do good things in the UFC. I don't know if he's top 10 or top 15, but I think he'll be great in the undercard for a little bit, and we'll see what happens there. If he gets a couple wins, maybe he moves up in the card. But it was something to be expected, right? We didn't have absolutely any we didn't have absolutely any expectations with Val. It just show up, try to work, and see what happens. But Bo can box. He's a NCAA wrestling champion, but Bo can box. What's next for Bo Nickel? I mean, I think he keeps fighting in the lower level of the top 15, and get some more highlight reels. And I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Val, no shame in losing to a great contender like Bo Nickel. So yeah, and this a lot of people were talking in socials and Twitter, saying, "Hey, this is not a valid W for Bo." It is. It is. Anytime you enter the cage with a trained fighter that has knockout power, that has physicality, it is a valid W, even if it was a couple days notice. Are there factors in there that make it easier for him to win? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's factors in there, of course. Rapid weight cut, somebody that didn't have a full fight camp. Yeah, he gets a what we call a dessert of a fight. He gets a little bit of a candy to gets a little bit of a candy pass for UFC 290, but we'll see him face tougher opponents in the future. I think that a lot of people will be jumping at the bit to fight that. I personally want to see him fight Hamzat Chimaev. I don't think it will happen, but I personally want to see him fight Hamzat Chimaev. There's something, I also wanted to talk about Jasmine Jauregui. I've been hyping up Jasmine Jauregui for the past maybe year and a half. Ever since I saw her on Combate Global. Ever since I saw her on Combate Global for my microphone. Okay, ever since I saw her on Combate Global on the one night tournament, yeah, I've been praising Jasmine Jauregui as a super aggressive fighter that has a lot of tools, striking tools specifically. And she got caught and she got steamrolled by Gomez, and looked really bad. Received a lot of head trauma, concussed, wasn't out completely, but she did absolutely nothing inside the cage. She was being hyped up. She was kind of moved, kind of being promoted to to be a really significant player in this a significant player in this card, and in the weight division. It just didn't happen. So it's a shame. We still want to look forward to Jasmine Jauregui's future, but I think they'll slow down her role a little bit now, which is good. Moving forward, Robbie Lawler, what a storybook ending for his career, for his storied career, being fighting the UFC. close to 23 years already. He's an absolute savage. And Nico Price, a fighter here from Florida. I hate seeing him get KO'd like that. But it's a fight, two hitters, someone's gonna go down. And for Robbie, this was the best case scenario. We love Robbie Lawler. I lived in Iowa for a couple of years, worked up there as a ringside physician. So you see Robbie in the events, and couldn't be a nicer dude. He's an absolute god of war inside the cage, but couldn't be a nicer dude. Lucas Duplessis beat Robert Whitaker. So I didn't think that I was going to see these visuals here of Robert Whitaker in the floor after fighting with Dricus Duplessis. So I absolutely hate seeing that, and hated seeing Adesanya drop a whole bunch of M bombs live on the pay-per-view. It was not necessary. This fight, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. I thought that Dricus Duplessis was going to do worse against Bobby Knuckles because Robert Whitaker is super tough, and I was super skeptical about the surgery that Dricus underwent for his nose. Apparently, it worked. He looked great. He didn't get so tired like he usually does. I thought he was getting tired on the first round. He had some great combos. He had a lot of physicality, so he put Robert Whitaker in uncomfortable places. He had good hooks, mixed well the takedowns, and he had finishing instinct with. But Darren Till didn't have that. Darren Till, I thought that Darren Till would do to Bobby Knuckles, to Robert Whitaker, what Dricus Duplessis did here to Robert Whitaker. I thought that was the game plan for Darren Till. It wasn't the case. So, do I want to see the Adesanya fight? Yes. Am I gonna care for it a lot now? No, I don't think so. I think Adesanya dispatches him with no problem. But there's gonna be a lot of fanfare around that fight because of the race thing and the real African who's not the real African. But this fight is it doesn't do anything. I don't think it does anything for the hardcore fan in terms of moving us and oh my goodness, I want to see the skill set that Dricus Bling. I think you could put it with Paulo Costa, like in the same, like a physical guy that has good hooks, good strikes, maybe perhaps good takedowns, good control, finishing power. Adesanya is too refined of a fighter to have this pose any threat. Of course, the same thing we said for Jair against Volkanovski. Just the level is there's a huge skill gap. So I don't think that there was any problems there in terms of he doesn't pose any problems there in terms of that. So that's something I don't really care for this fight. I will see it. Probably make a video about it. Do I care for it? Not that much. Not that much. I like blonde hooker. It's one of the few times I can say that. What else we got here? Of course, we had some great knockouts in the fight. We had retirements. We always see this. Jimmy the Brute Crute. He took off his gloves after losing his fight, being submitted, and when this happens, it's just a fighter with acute grief for losing a fight. He's angry at himself. His corner took the gloves out of the middle of the octagon and just, whisked them away from the octagon. He's like, hey, just take a shower, rethink it, pick it up tomorrow. Don't make a decision today. And I think that's the best call. That was a great coach that did that. If his retirement sticks, well, it was meant to be. But I don't think, he's a young guy. I think he's late 20s. So I think he has a lot of more fight in him, and he's a great fun fighter to see. Frustrated and sad because of a loss, but hey, that's the fight game. That's the fight game right there. You can't be. It's ups and downs and very emotional. Brandon Moreno against Pantoja. Brandon Moreno against Pantoja was a great fight. I don't know if Pantoja did enough to win this fight. He had some great moments on the first round. You could give him that. He put Brandon on his ass. Had some great strikes, great control, speed, power, a lot of power in the first round. But you could say that Brandon, when he was knocked out, he put it on him again, and he was delivering great shots as well. Um, but you could probably give him that round, and then second, third, fourth. I think, although Pantoja had some great moments of control in the grappling area, there was no damage on Brandon Moreno. I think Brandon Moreno might have done enough to win a thin decision, but again, if you're winning a thin decision, anything can happen. When a fight is close, it could go either way. And for a championship fight, you have to prove you're the champ. There's a saying that is very popular that says, "Hey, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ." And I'll counter that saying with a saying that is, to stay the champ, you got to fight like a champ, and show everybody why you have that belt. I don't think Moreno did that. I don't think Pantoja did anything crazy to win that fight, but I don't think he did anything um, worthwhile either. So it was a win-win. It's a lose-lose, rather it's a lose-lose situation for all fans, and especially for Moreno. He's had the belt. He's lost the belt twice already. So it's a roller coaster ride. I wouldn't be surprised if Moreno takes a lot of time off after this fight. He's just been grinding away at it. So, and on the main event, Jerry Rodriguez underwent a PTSD nightmare of what he experienced on the first time around for his fight. Absolutely the same thing happened when he fought Frankie Edgar, uh, when he fought with Volkanovski. Volkanovski coming down from 155 after fighting Islam Makhachev, showed why he's the true GOAT at 145 pounds. There's absolutely no competition. Jair um, was looking good at the end of the third round. He got caught with a huge Volkanovski right put on his ass. So it was expected. This fight was easy to predict. Volkanovski has not. He doesn't have a lot of challenges there. We might see a fourth Max Holloway fight. I hate that idea. I absolutely hate it, but we might see it. So that was UFC 290 in a nutshell. We loved it, and I have to watch that Brandon Moreno fight again. I have to. So let's hop off the stream, watch that fight again, and see if I still think the same.